Alright guys, so basically going to work on the heads now. I already pretty much did the eyeballs, and I'm going to follow the Street Fighter 4 version where it basically has no pupils, or it maybe has a tiny one, I forget. I'll have to look. How does that artwork look at? No, there's nothing in there. So basically, I might throw a little bit of veins in there, but it's going to be very hard to do, so I'll have to kind of get in there. Basically male mouths, when lips are closed like this, the top lip is always darker than the bottom lip. And you don't want to use reds or pinks for males because they look like they'll have lipstick on it. So you want to keep it close to the skin tones you were doing. But, you know, by airbrushing and stuff, you kind of clean it up. But when you get into here, you start doing the, the nostrils. You use your darks to get in there. And that brings out the nostrils a little bit. And then, if you want to get any of the detail stuff, like, maybe in the ear, a little bit darker where the would be, and then if you want to bring out the face features a little bit, you can use washes, you can use pastels, women's makeup, you can put on little brushes and stuff, you can use whatever you want to do. It's up to you at this point, however you want to detail it. But the way I usually work is I pretty much get a lot of the details with the airbrush, so I kind of like the way it's looking. Now when you do the mouth, basically the inside of the mouth is going to be like reddish pink. So if you have a lot of flesh tones in there already from painting, you can use Garage Kid's transparent tongue, and you could kind of do washes in there. Or if you want to darken it up, you don't have to worry about getting it on the teeth at this point because it's not that big of a deal. Because you do the white and you want to get the gums. Like I said, as you start to bring out the details of all the other features in the face, they'll stop looking like an alien once you did all the skin tones. That's why I said before, don't go crazy trying to get the skin tones detailing, and you might get too dark. You want to keep it light, because then when you start doing all this, it really starts to bring it together. And then what I'll do is I'll keep building up the mouth, keep getting it in there. And you don't want to go straight reds throwing it into the mouth, because if you go straight reds in there, then basically you're not really getting that, flesh tony skin look type stuff. So you kind of want to use some washes. If you throw too much in there, pull it back out while it's still wet. If you think you need to darken up the pieces back there, throw some in. I got a little bit on a lip, which is fine because I can go over that, which I was going to do anyway, so. I'll try to get in all the area. Alright, so basically I got some on the lip. You want to take your flesh tone and just kind of bring it back over the lip area. And you just keep building it out. Looks a little off, but There is a paint called regular Garage Kit Tongue, which is more of an opaque. And basically you can actually use this for the tongue too. If you wanted to just, after you got the inside of the mouth, you want to just build out the tongue itself. So you can kind of build in and out. So basically at this point I'll let it dry a little bit because I don't want to overwork it and keep working while it's wet. Let it dry a little bit, spray it, and then I'll go back to it, do the teeth, and go from there. Alright, so the next step is I'm going to do the teeth. It's pretty much dried up a little bit now, so basically you don't want to use pure white. I have a skull white that I use, and basically you just want to go pretty easy on the teeth. If you go a little too overboard, you can lose some of the detail. So as you can see, basically just starting to bring it out a little bit more. Because you want to keep the gums there, you don't want to lose those. So you're pretty much bringing it up and it's going. And you want to get a little bit underneath of it too. So now if you're, if you get a little too, so if you think you did okay and you don't want to like push your luck, because sometimes on stuff I don't want to push my luck, I'll let it dry a little bit and then I'll work on the bottom teeth. But, so... basically just keep working it out. As you can see, getting in underneath, getting up underneath there and everywhere. And then pretty much I'll let this sit for the night. And then I'll come back and start working on the other stuff. So basically what I'll do next is I'll probably detail the eyes if I can right now. And if you're not careful, you can get a little smudge or you can like do stuff here. So because I sealed it so well, you can kind of wipe off that area. It comes right off, see? So, but before I finish it, I just want to fix the piece here. And then the hard part is getting the teeth in the back. But just taking your time, getting in there, you'll get it. So, there you go. There's pretty much the face, the mouth, and all that. So, basically I could work on some details of the eyes now if I wanted to. Probably do the patch. Maybe seal a little bit more to fit the face if I have to. Just kind of, so basically fingernails are done, skin's done, scar's done, I'm just going to finish up the face stuff now. Of course, the black patch is just a black patch. Basically, you really don't need to see how to do that. It's just, you know, you paint it, paint the strip, and then you're done. Then the next will be the shorts and the gloves, and then that's pretty much it. As I was doing all this stuff, basically, the flames are done, the base is done, and I'll show all that at the end because, like I said in the other part of the videos, I've already did that and showed videos on my channel before. So we'll be back when I'm ready to set up the shorts and the gloves and the feet. Alright, I'm getting ready to start to do the shorts. I'm going to start doing the gloves. So basically, to give you an idea, I mix up a color and I run through the edges before I start masking. Now this helps make room for error. So basically, sometimes if you mask and you know you don't know where you're masking because you can't see the lines, it's kind of hard. So basically, I just ran the grays, dark grays over here, because when you figure with white going in there, you get like a little bit of a gray shadows and stuff, so that'll work out good. And I did it with the blue under here, and then I did, since it's going to have a red, I did the red deep in there. So basically that just helps me out when I go to mask. So the next step is I'm going to mask it all up. I'm going to do the shorts first, and then once the shorts are done, I'll do the whites, and then pretty much that's it, and it's ready to go. Alright guys, so here is pretty much the final step of painting him up. I pretty much did the gloves in a white, well it was like a skull white, and what I did was I used some women's makeup black with some paintbrushes, and I kind of brushed it in all nice and dirty, and I got it all, you know, pretty much looking like it's rags, but it's all messed up, and I did a little bit of shadows under there, so when it's up on the piece you really don't see as much. So there was a little issue this week with him, and I want to explain that in the next video, but what I'm going to do now is pretty much set him up on the base, attach the flames, get them all done, and then we'll do a final video of explaining what happened, a little bit of a mishap, and how I had to go back and like redo everything. It's kind of a good story, but this is pretty much part of the hobby. Sometimes stuff happens and you gotta fix it. So that's pretty much where I'm at now. It's pretty much done. I think the last piece I actually have to do is just the white in here. And then once that's done, just attach everything and then we're good to go. And we'll be back with the last video.